Hey everyone, welcome back to the Doom Eternal Ultra Nightmare walkthrough. Today we'll be going through Exultia. This run wasn't great, if I'm entirely honest. It was pretty late when I recorded it, and the gameplay is bad. It's really bad. Some weird stuff happened during the run, but I'll still be going through potential strats. A mistake I made during my run of this level is I was too stingy in my use of the chainsaw, and had to pick my shots a little more carefully than I should have needed to. This level throws a lot of fuel at you, especially in the arenas, but you want to keep at least 2 on you at all times, since it allows you to delete some bigger threats with the 1 fuel it gives you per arena. We'll need 3 for the second to last arena, at least for myself. In this episode I'm going to make a point to emphasize the use of the Flame Belch. We'll get our first completed Sentinel Crystal this mission, and we'll be putting it into the Flame Belch cooldown decrease, cause armor in this game is really good. It negates damage and acts as a massively reliable safety net. General rule of thumb I kept for all of my Ultra Nightmare playthroughs is to keep my armor up at all times. When it drops, your panic chainsaw, ice bombs, crucibles, or BFG won't save you before you get comboed, which can happen pretty easily in the later arenas. If it's available, use it. Even if you're on full armor, the residual armor you leave behind can heal any armor loss you may get. Something I didn't mention in the Hell on Earth episode is that some of the extra lives throughout Ultra Nightmare are turned into Sentinel armor, which will fully restore your armor. They can act as a good means of getting it back in between fights should you not get the Flame Belch off properly. There was one right behind me as I dropped off the first ledge that I could have used to regain the armor I lost by missing the jump. In the first arena, we'll be facing some fodder and a Cacodemon, and the Cacodemon has a tendency to die of his own volition, and I have no idea why. When we clear out the arena, we'll come to the first Hell Knight, and while you can avoid him, you should take note of the 3 grenade and headshot sniper shot for the glory kill. We'll be getting our first rune this mission as well after the hallway of fodder, and choosing anything else but air control at the start is straight up a bad idea. The amount of reactivity and control you get out of it, and the ability to avoid damage and pick up resources, dodge anything you want, and traverse around levels it's absolutely amazing, and it cannot be understated. In the following turret room, there's a Megasphere, which can negate a lot of the damage you might get during or after the battle, and it's not too bad. You can hang around on the monkey bars if you like, blinking at the Hell Knight who can't reach you, but it's a bit boring, so I decided to rush through it. Our next main battle consists of I think 3 or 4 Cacodemons and an Arachnotron. Nothing super crazy, just mind your positioning and use the Flame Belch and grenade combos when possible to keep your defense up. There's a lot of fodder that can block your movement on the ground, so try to focus the heavier threats first. In the dash room, I used a skip I learned from the Zero Master Ultra Nightmare playthrough, albeit to not nearly the same amount of effectiveness, to skip the rotating things, I don't know what they're called, by spamming jump up the ramps. It's not too hard of a trick, and you can do it to save yourself a little bit of time. Back in the water room we were just in, after the cutscene with King Novik, we will fight a Hell Knight, a Kako, and a Hell Knight in that order. Nothing terrible, just watch your positioning again and you'll be okay. We won't be doing many secret encounters for Ultra Nightmare, mainly the ones I've practiced or remembered are the ones I'll be including. But from what I can tell, the ones that I will be including are more than accommodating to what you'll need to finish it. But the two in Exultia, for certain. They're really easy and provide free 2 weapon points, which we'll be talking about investing later. In the first Hell Arena, you'll be fighting one Revenant and a bunch of fodder. By shooting the barrel on the Revenant spawn, you'll destroy one of his weak points, and by sniping off the other, you can make him irrelevant and put him into glory kill. Afterwards, you'll have one Kako and Hell Knight as you progress towards the edge of the cliff. I wanted to show off killing him with the cube, which isn't normally finicky, but it looks kind of funny. In the first purple goo hall, we will be killing the first 2 tentacles, then doing a minor sequence break by dashing onto the pedestal below the grabbable wall to our 4th weapon mod. We'll get Heat Blast, which I think is one of the best mods in the game. It can destroy weak points, generate huge amounts of armor, kill fodder, and falter heavies. It's almost always worthwhile keeping it half or fully charged.
There is a Sentinel power core nearby. You can use it to activate the mech and clear a path forward.
The second to last Hell Arena didn't go great for me, but it's where we'll use the 3 chainsaw pips. After the Revenant and Arachitron, Hell Knight will spawn. Dispatch him quicker than I did and conserve your armor, which I didn't. After which, a single Cacodemon and 2 Arachitrons will spawn. One after the other loses some health. I lose a lot of health in this arena by not taking out their turrets fast enough, which should be a lesson if you think you can let them go unchecked. A pretty common glitch I experience is weak points not getting destroyed, as you can see before the Sentinel battery pickup. I don't know what causes it particularly. I got confused after picking up the Sentinel battery. A Kaku and 2 zombies should spawn, but they really didn't, which was kind of weird. This is the first major weird occurrence of the run. After the tentacle room, we can walk off the preceding edge and dash to the middle platform. This will make the arena a lot easier. Somehow I glitched out of the arena, which is not a strat, it's the first time for me. But I continued as normal, albeit being pelted by imp fireballs later. I forgot to do the animation skip on the Sentinel battery up ahead because I was still thinking about it. After the Solar Rakatron, none of the gargoyles spawned either, which was also weird. If you go for the health, armor, and ammo opposite the Rakatron, 2 Cacodemons will spawn. With a soul charge nearby, you don't really need to, but the ammo might be worthwhile. I think it goes without saying, we won't be doing any of the Slayer gates this run.
The Betrayer's life signal is nearby. The extraction point has been identified. I will mark its location on your HUD.
For the final arena, you can keep 3 fuel for it instead if you struggle with it more than the previous one. The fight begins with a lot of fodder, an Rakatron, followed by a Revenant and a Hell Knight. Normally I grab the quad damage a lot sooner, but I forgot the spawns and I just kind of played it safe. After you kill them, a Cacodemon spawns, followed by another Rakatron. On the next video, we'll be going through the Cultist base, which is arguably the hardest map on the run. And we'll be discussing strats, as well as ideas you can use for it there. Thanks for stopping by.